Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to the marketplace. Coming up, Ghana's international bonds deliver best returns among developing countries in May after Citi's good run. Also coming up, banks reveal significant reduction in dollar demand by businesses for future transactions as a result of the Citi's record appreciation.
Confidence is everything in the currency market. If people have strength and the trust in the ability of the currency to hold its own, why would you buy dollar now if you have used for dollar in 2 weeks' time?
And the Canada-Ghana Chamber of Commerce expresses deep concern over the recent sharp appreciation of the cedi, saying that it is putting significant strain on exporters.
The appreciation has really affected a lot of companies. One of the things that we want to do is, as a chamber, we are advocates with various stakeholders for our members.
Not everyone is happy. Details coming up. Don't go anywhere. Thanks for staying with us, everyone. Bloomberg analysis has shown that Ghana's dollar-denominated bonds delivered 8.7% in total returns in May this year, outperforming the average return of 0.4% for emerging markets or developing countries. Bloomberg further predicts that Ghana is on track to reduce its debt as a percentage of GDP below a 55% target set by the International Monetary Fund, with Barclays PLC also predicting that government will hit that target this year. Here's more in this report.
According to Bloomberg, Ghana, which defaulted 3 years ago, is on track to hand investors the best dollar bond returns in emerging markets this month amid mounting confidence in the government's handling of the economy. It said dollar-denominated bonds for gold and cocoa for the country delivered 8.7% in total returns this month, well above the average return of 0.4% for emerging markets in the period. Bloomberg analysis showed that diamond gold exports, trade surpluses, and slowing inflation helped Ghana's currency and bonds to bounce back after the country defaulted on its debt and sought help from the International Monetary Fund in 2022. It added that Ghana is on track to reduce its debt as a percentage of gross domestic product below a 55% target set by the IMF. Meanwhile, Barclays PLC says it sees the government hitting the target this year, 3 years ahead of the IMF deadline of 2028.
Now, commercial banks have revealed that there has been a record drop in demand for dollars by businesses for future transactions. This is contrary to high demand for dollars in the past, which heavily contributed to the city's perennial depreciation. The banks believe the current good run is driven by positive market sentiments and do not see things getting out of hand soon. John Ewa is Chief Executive of the Ghana Association of Banks. He spoke on PM Express Business Edition.
Confidence is everything in the currency market. If people have strength and the trust in the ability of the currency to hold its own, why would you buy dollar now if you have used for dollar in 2 weeks' time?
Is that happening? Is that happening from what you get from your members, the commercial banks? Are people measured in their demand for dollars? So, for instance, George Jaffe is now not making a request for an import in December because he's afraid that things will be bad in December.
You don't even have to be a banker to know this. I mean, your friends, you can talk to your friends who hitherto, as soon as they are paid, they are looking for dollar to hedge their positions because the currency was aggressively depreciating. You are not getting that now. For people who have bills offshore, which will settle in August or in September, they are still having a positive outlook on the currency. And therefore, even if they are undertaking a forward transaction, the pricing will change. And what that does is help the currency to hold its own. So the demand we are meeting, largely, a lot of it is for spot transactions. You know, and people are not demanding now because their view of the market is going to subdue and currency is going to be frustrated maybe 2 months, 3 months down the line.
Well, it's a different story for exporters. The Canada-Ghana Chamber of Commerce has expressed deep concern over the recent sharp appreciation of the cedi, stating it is putting significant strain on exporters. President of the chamber, Linda Vasnani, revealed that many exporters within the chamber are incurring losses as a result of the currency's rapid rise in value. She appealed to the government to intervene and implement measures to stabilize the cedi to prevent further financial setbacks for businesses. She was speaking with Joy Business at the Moms and Pops Dinner, an event organized to celebrate mothers and fathers.
Yes, so we know that the appreciation has really affected a lot of companies. One of the things that we want to do is, as a chamber, we are advocates with various stakeholders for our members. So what we intend to do is to have what you call stakeholder meetings with some of their stakeholders, but we're going to call the members first to find out what their issues are with regards to their business, because you appreciate the fact that different businesses have peculiar problems because of the appreciation of the cedi. So our plan is to meet them first, hear their problems, and then meet with stakeholders to see how it can be mitigated. Because as much as we want the best for the company, for the country, and the cedi has appreciated and it's good news, the rate of appreciation has really affected a lot of us. Even me personally, in the month of April and this month of May, we've made huge losses because of the rate of the appreciation. Yeah. Apart from that too, exports are affected in a way because, again, because of the rate of the appreciation, the cost of our goods, or it makes the cost of exports more expensive now. And I believe it will affect the export volumes in the end. So if the government can stabilize the cedi and keep it at a certain point, it will be easier for all companies to plan. But right now, the way it keeps appreciating every single day, it's very difficult as a company to plan. And these are some of the things that we want to talk to stakeholders and government to help companies. Yeah.
Well, turning to other news, the Kuman Rural Bank is committing to increasing business support for small and medium-scale enterprises and farmers following the inauguration of a new building for the Dobonso branch. The bank says its business advisory systems and loan schemes will be enhanced to support businesses within the catchment. Nanaya Odima observed a market day in Dobonso as the Kuman Rural Bank inaugurated its new branch building and has filed this report.
At the ringing of bells and shout of prices of goods, traders at Dobonso Market invite customers to buy. It's market day at Dobonso and people from parts of Ashanti region are here to sell and buy. Mame Sewa is a second-hand cloth dealer from Kumasi.
I come here every market day to sell second-hand clothing. I have been doing this for 3 years. It is very good sometimes.
Dobonso is the district capital of Sechafram Plains district. It is surrounded by farming communities, hence most people engage in farming, with a few being traders. For close to 2 decades, the Kuman Rural Bank has been the only financial institution serving the needs of the community. Ademu Issa explains how loans from the bank have supported his business and farm.
I am a farmer. Saving there has made farming easier. I go there for my money when the farming season is due. It is better than keeping the money at home.
In extending financial inclusion within the catchment, the bank has inaugurated a new building for the Dobonso branch. With the facelift, the bank is anticipating an increase in client base and improved cash mobilization. Evans Safo-Kantanka is Chief Executive Officer.
We have a lot of population that are not, having access to, financial activities. So Kuman Rural Bank, since we are a listening bank, Of course, the complaints have been coming from Drobonso or Sechafram Plains. And so for that matter, we decided to put up this edifice that we see so that we can attend to many settlers within the Sechafram Plains.
The Kuman Rural Bank PLC posted growth in financial indicators in 2023 financial year. The bank recorded profit before tax of a little over 3.8 million cedis. Board Chairman Alexander Adomako-Mensah says profit is set to increase.
We are there to give more loans to the customers, but now the customers are very difficult to, if you are not careful, you don't give good credit loan to them, it will mess around. So we are working in such a way that we monitor the customers who are very good, then give them more money so that they can turn around. But now the situation of the Ghana has become in this way, where the TBA is down, where the exchange rate is down. Now it's only the loan that will fetch. So how are you going to give the loan? You have to sit down and look at the good ones who can deliver.
For Joy News, Nana Ojima, Drobonso.
While still in the Ashanti region, the Heavy Duty Artisan Association of Ghana has marked its first anniversary in collaboration with the Swami Technical Institute, celebrating a year of impactful work in the heavy-duty mechanical sector. The association was established to create a structured system for artisans in the heavy-duty industry and to encourage more individuals, especially the youth, to join the sector. Here's more in this report.
No president of the Heavy Duty Artisan Association of Ghana, Suleiman Abdul Rahman, highlighted the association's effort to introduce policies aimed at regulating the informal sector, which currently lacks proper direction. He also added that GAT collaborates with several well-known companies to offer practical training opportunities to students. Mr. Abdul Rahman appealed to the government to pay attention to the local manufacturing sector, especially the made in Ghana goods and the Kantanka brand, to help expand and support local innovation.
And we are committed to working hand in hand with government, private sector and international partners to uplift the standard of training, safety and professionalism across all trades. To our advantage as a Ghanaians, we have to be Ghanaian. We have to patronize made in Ghana goods. And I today urge all of you here that all institutions should take to the point that Kantanka cars, we have examined, we those in the artisan sector, the maintenance sector, we have examined some of the cars. They are very strong and suitable for our weather, and we can use it. And then we can even maintain it better than importing from the Western world. If all institutions are to buy from Kantanka cars, there will be an expansion. And there will be more employment. The youth will engage with other artisans to welding, bodybuilders, painting, and what have you. The youth will get employed.
Chairman of the event and a lecturer at the Heavy Duty Department at Kumasi Technical Institute, Charles Osei, emphasized the relevance of skills learnt in school in the world of work. He stressed that the association aims to work hand in hand with mechanics at the Swami Magazine area to help the students gain practical skills.
Most people work here, so we want to go down with them, know that they are part of us, so that we will use what we are teaching. They will also get hand in hand with it, so that they will know that they can also do something better. Sometimes they will think that they are alone. He has learned his work and he's doing it. But now the system has changed. So we are going to them for them to know that they are with us. So now anything that they do, we link with them. We give our students to them to also train them, give them the practical aspect of whatever we are doing here. We have also told them about their own safety. They should not use the oil, they should not put them just like that to avoid injury and those things. So we are using the skills that we are having with the people at the magazine so that they will know that they are also part of us. And they are very, very, very happy about all these things that we are doing. And I know it will not end here.
Reporting for Joy News, Josephine Sego.
You're watching The Marketplace. We will be right back. And welcome back. Time for show business. We like to talk about the lighter side of things, but this is serious. If you're worried about AI replacing your job, get in line. Even the movie industry is not spared. AI is disrupting film and content creation, but it could be a chance for Africa to harness AI and elevate its creative economy. Joining me, counter-journalist, creative economy analyst Kenneth Awochidako to discuss this. Good afternoon to you. How are you doing, Ken?
I'm doing fine.
Doing good? Well, yeah, we began the conversation last week, right? And it was mind-blowing. We saw a video of how people are now creating films using AI, meaning the human element necessarily wouldn't be there in future. And just for those catching up, let's just do a quick recap of why we're having this conversation in the first place.
So we were having this conversation on the back of a launch that Google did last week regarding some of its new applications that it was rolling out. One of them was an application or a software that was allowing people to just, like you do with ChatGPT and all of the, LLMs, you are able to prompt what you want to see in terms of video, and then you see it come to life as if you were an actual producer that was creating the movie from scratch. And so that was something that was, quite intriguing. And the name of that, software application is called Google Flow. And so that was something that caught, film producers by surprise, because in as much as they were expecting technology to evolve to a certain point, they didn't expect it to reach this level at this particular point. I mean, Hollywood-level productions being done by just a prompt is something that was intriguing for the industry. So that is what we talk about.
Yeah, I'm just hoping our guys in the control room can help us with the video by the side, just so our audience can see what we are talking about. And so, I mean, as AI becomes more capable of generating scripts, characters, even the entire movie, what are the implications for us here in Ghana?
So it depends on how you look at it. You can either see it as a threat or an opportunity. For us here in Africa, it's more of an opportunity than a threat from my perspective, because we have sort of lacked when it comes to...
People are going to be losing their jobs. Yeah. I mean, for creative professionals.
Yeah, that is why it depends on where you look at it from, because artificial intelligence is something that has come to stay. If you look at the fact that even without artificial intelligence, African creators are struggling to meet the benchmark when it comes to production of film and other visual, productions worldwide. This is something that, even though it sort of lowers the barrier of entry, it also, in terms of opportunity, it also levels the playing field, if you really look at it, because producers and filmmakers, actors, I mean, will have to look at this, because the opportunity here is that in as much as stories are being told, African stories have not been told as much. And this AI is sort of deficient when it comes to cultural and, very country-specific context. And that is where the expertise of filmmakers come in. So no matter the role you are playing in the space of filmmaking or any type of audiovisual space that you're in, there's also an opportunity for you to invest and then learn how to maximize some of these tools to ensure that you are up with the times, and also produce, Hollywood standard films with these, equipment and tools that have been provided you by courtesy of artificial intelligence.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing a demo of what this looks like. There's a new project on its own. How can, as you talk about the opportunities, how can African filmmakers leverage these tools for our benefit?
So learning and relearning, that is one key thing, because it is a very novel space. People are still trying to find ways and means to, formalize it into their line of work. So this is sort of like a leapfrog moment for African creators. If you're someone that is very particular about the creative space, it is something that you must tap into, because no matter what you do, it's going to catch up at some point. And so the earlier you catch up with it and learn ways and means to ensure that it improves your work, the better for you.
Yeah, and we are talking about the downsides when it comes to jobs. And so how do we make up for that? I mean, people going to lose their jobs. What are opportunities there to innovate and maybe still be relevant in this space?
Already, I have seen and heard many production houses and media houses going into training of their staff in terms of artificial intelligence. I mean, in as much as is the technology, there are very different sectors where people create. So they are very context specific. I mean, if you are in filmmaking, there's a very specific way of treating artificial intelligence in a way that, benefits you. If you're into, even accountancy or whichever medicine, wherever you are, there is a very specific engineered large language model that is created for you. So you need to find that, ensure that if you is a team that you have, a staff or whatever, no matter how small or big it is, you ensure that everybody is in line with the current trends to ensure that nobody loses their business. You can still be in there, but there are nuances in as much as it's going to take a bit of the stress off. It also makes things efficient. And so the more you learn about that and improve that, I mean, if there are job cuts and you are, better in terms of AI, it could be the straw that saves your job.
Let's talk about investments, because I'm just thinking about the president. I was recently talking about, infrastructure for the creative sector. We're talking about the theater and all of that. I'm just thinking right now that maybe those priorities are misplaced, because right now we are talking about AI, we're talking about tech. And so what do we need to do? Which investments do we have to make? So
this is why it is very interesting what the tech space is continuing to do in terms of this large language model, advancement that are being developed. Governments also have the opportunity to look at what's happening around the world and ensure that it tailors its policies to suit the ever-evolving changes in technology. And that is not even limited to just the creative space. In terms of, the Ministry of Finance can also invest in, because there's large language models that are coming in terms of accountancy and other finance models that are reshaping the way, accountants think. And in medicine, it's the same thing. In engineering, it's the same thing. So this is time for government and stakeholders alike to ensure that they are looking at the right models and ensuring that individuals in the value chain are all trained and aligned in terms of the new changes that are coming up. And so you can't sleep on what you have now. No matter how advanced you are in the policy currently, you might have to tweak it a bit to ensure that there is some training in artificial intelligence. We have just a minute. So beyond tech, the other concern may be how important it is for us to maintain our cultural authenticity whilst we try to remodel filmmaking in this new era of artificial intelligence. For me, that is the biggest opportunity that there is at the moment, because in as much as all of these things are happening, the best people to tell African stories are Africans. And so no matter where any person is, if the person is an African, there's always that context that needs to be guided. And these days, people are being very sensitive and particular as to how to create in order they don't step on toes. And so this is an opportunity for Africans to also leapfrog and ensure that they are in the game, and also ensure that they are, promoting African film in the very local context. Authentic Kenneth Orchidako. Thank you so much. That's the Marketplace. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll catch you next week.